Greetings, my lovelies, and thank you for stopping by the circle today. I hope you are all doing well and having fun, and today I have a book review for you. The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros. Let's go. So I got this book and a scribbler. Yeah, scribbler. I don't know why I always want to call it scribblerly, but no, I got it from a scribbler box, and it is a romance. Now, normally romances are kind of not my jam because they usually follow a very predictable flow. It's either someone comes back after being gone for so many years, or strange new person in town is incredibly sexy but mysterious, and then they fall for the most plainest person in the town or community or whatever. They hang out, they expand their knowledge of whatever the world is, then there's a giant misunderstanding, and then they get back together in the end. Ta-da! That's every romance for you. Which I guess you can say it's pretty much a similar type of style for anything in a particular genre, but I'm not really much for the fluffy stuff. However, because this book was free, well, free-ish, because I do have to pay for the subscription, I decided to go ahead and just give it a go. Mainly because I promised my husband that I would read the books that are on my shelf before I buy more. That doesn't always happen, but I am trying. I'm trying to be better. So I read it, and I thought it was kind of interesting because it involves a veteran coming back at, well, not coming back, but basically a guy who's EAS'd, and he was a grunt, which is sort of like, you know, well, infantry, not sort of. I like this because A, I'm a veteran myself, around Marine Corps, shout out to all my peeps, but you know, the last letter kind of makes me think of like a Dear John situation, and I hate that. And just on a side note, as someone who has seen the after effects of the Dear John, Dear Jane letters, you guys are assholes. I know dating someone in the military or being in a relationship with someone in the military is tough, but for you to break up with somebody who's in a hostile environment makes you just a shitbag. I'm sorry. That's my preference. If you're gonna break up with somebody, either do it before they go into combat so they have a chance to get their head straight, or after. But when you do it during, you're just sort of increasing the chances of either A, a suicide attempt because they're already not in the right frame of mind, or B, that they're so worried about what's happening back at home that they are careless and get killed. So please, if you're gonna be with somebody in the military, try to keep your shit together for a while and handle things either before they leave or after they leave, and understand that it's tough. It's tough for them. It's tough for you. All relationships will work, but this one actually has life or death connotations. So please just be careful and mindful of your words. That's all I have to say about that. So the chapters start off with letters between Chaos, or Beckett, and his best friend's sister, Ella. And it just started off as Beckett asking his sister to write his friend because he doesn't get any letters and he feels like he needed to talk to someone outside of the unit. Sort of like adopting a soldier type of thing. So they do it, and they end up developing a relationship over the course of these letters. Now, Ella got pregnant as a teen. The baby daddy kind of ran off and didn't, support her. And then one of her kids, because she had twins, she had a boy and a girl, the girl develops leukemia. Holy shit. Ella also runs like a cabin thing around a lake or whatever that's been in the family for years, but she's a pretty badass bitch, and she takes care of herself and her kids and doesn't need anyone else to help her out. So as she and Beckett have developed this relationship, that she looks forward to actually getting to meet him when they come back and seeing her brother again. Unfortunately, that does not happen. Beckett dies, and No, not Beckett. Ryan dies, and Beckett has to go back to sort of make sure that Beckett's sister is okay. However, he never signed his name as Beckett. It's only been Chaos with his working dog, Havoc. And Beckett, for some reason, does not tell Ella that he is Chaos. Why? I have no clue. Mostly it stems from the fact that he grew up in foster care and just doesn't think that anyone could ever really love him. And he also feels a lot of guilt over the fact that he survived and her brother didn't. But I still don't understand why he would not tell her. I don't get it. Like, maybe he thought that she would blame him, but if he really knew her, then that kind of wouldn't be the case, because she understood what the military was kind of like. Anyways, so they end up developing a friendship / maybe pseudo love affair, and he decides that he's going to adopt her kids in order for them to get TRICARE, which is the military's health insurance, which is better than what Ella has. So that happens, and the little girl gets all the medical treatment that she needs, and she starts to go into recovery. However, the TRICARE people find out about this, and they think it is fraud. So they kind of blow it all up and saying, oh, well, you just met her, and you just met her kids. Why aren't you two married? Why don't the kids know that they've been adopted? And start asking all these questions, and are basically threatening to yank this poor girl's health coverage. And I get it. You gotta protect the fraud and the taxpayer dollars and so on and so forth. I mean, there's always people who are gonna milk the system. Well, Beckett has to make a hard call really fast. So he goes into his room and he pulls out all the letters that he and Ella wrote back and forth to each other, and shows that they have known each other for a long time, and that he knew about her daughter's leukemia before he agreed to adopt her. This, of course, rocks Ella's world, and she is rightly pissed because Beckett let her believe that he was dead, and then just I can't. I just can't. He made a really shitty decision, and it really did backfire for a good reason. I mean, that was a really good reason to be pissed off at him. And I kind of understand his reasoning for not wanting to tell her, but still, it's like, no. So, they get mad. She kicks him out of her life. He stays around and starts working as a rescue. She realizes that he bought some property on the other side of the lake that used to belong to her, and he built a house there. And when her kids find out, especially her son, who has like turned Beckett into his father figure, she relents because it makes her son happy. So she starts eking back into his life, and they have a rather steamy encounter in the kitchen, but she's kind of scared to trust him again. But she does realize that she does love him, and they just gotta work through some shit. This process for the third time of getting to know each other and trust each other. When the boy Cole goes on a trip with his class up a mountain, and there's a rock slide. Now, I'm not gonna tell you what happens because I don't want to spoil it, but I have not sobbed this hard over a book since American Girl Kirsten, the first one, when I was like 8 years old. That was the first time I ever had a character on me die, and this death in this book, holy fuck. Now, I'm gonna give this book 5 cups of coffee. Like, a hardcore 5 cups. Because, holy hell. I don't normally like romances. I find them sappy. I don't really care for the sex scenes all that much. You know, sprinkled out every now and again, it's fine. But like, a lot of romances seem to be nothing but just softcore porn that you read. This is not one of those. I really felt for these characters. And I really wanted it to work out in some way, form. Whether that meant them getting together or just realizing that he fucked it up, but he still gets to be a part of it in a certain way. However, you know, I mean, I knew I wasn't going to get a happy ending, but I just wanted something. So if you've read this book or anything else by Rebecca Yarros, please comment below and let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts, or maybe get some more recommendations from her, because of all her books are like The Last Letter, I gotta read some more. That is all that I have for you today. Please make sure you check out my other social media, especially my Facebook page, because I am still running my book giveaway for the anniversary of The Time of Prophecy that turned 1 year old. Ah! And if you like what I do and want to help me keep on doing it, click the link below and become a Patreon supporter today. That is all that I have for you, and I will see you guys around the circle. Bye.